Hello, Royal Family. It's your boy K84 checking in once again, the Royal Family Sergeant of Arms, and I'm just here to make this quick response to James and Joan Thomas and other folks that spoke on the IRS and this particular tax return. Mess going on with this so-called government shutdown that was orchestrated by this corporation called the United States of America. I refuse to country and fuck whoever don't like it. Now I'm gonna go into the real history of the IRS, and and if you look at its real history, it's not even a legal it's not even part of the government. I'm just gonna repeat that again. The IRS is not a government agency. It's actually doing the bidding of the actual elites. You put it in the same category as the so-called Federal Reserve. It's a so-called extended arm of the criminal elites of the world. You know, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. This is just another extension of the world's elites. You know, so they can get their grubby hands on our particular money. You know, of course, it take you through the history through I think it was Farmer versus Pollock. If my memory serves me correctly, let me go right back. Let me go right back and see. That's right. That's right. Pollock versus Farmers Loan Trust. They was actually arguing. They was actually arguing about the tax system and how income tax was actually was really unconstitutional, even though it was ruled legal in 1894, but the very next year in 1895 it was also ruled also unconstitutional. So with all this kerfuffle about the IRS, it's not even a legitimate government building. As a matter of fact, none of these government buildings are really of the U.S. government, because under a real republic, which we are not under, we're more under a soft oligarchy. If you really um, if you look at the whole structure of government, so-called government, which is really nothing but more than corporate law. I keep trying to tell folks this, that United States is a corporation, but yet people continue to keep calling it a country when it is a registered corporation via the Act of 1871. Um, Basically, the IRS, the so-called Internal Revenue Service, is not even a legitimate government agency. It is nothing more than an extended arm of the fucking criminal elites, if you really know your history. And all this was really based around the so-called 16th Amendment. I mean, this is all public information, folks. I mean, you could Google this for yourself. I mean, I Googled it, and that's how I found this information. I mean, this is really due to me hanging around a bunch of, libertarian Edomites, at a short amount of time on Facebook when I was actually active on there. And we sort of dug up all this so-called truth about the IRS and how it's not even a legitimate government agency. It's just another criminal arm of the banking elites, you know. And that's basically what it is. It's nothing more than another extended arm of the elites. 1894 made legal, but then it was reversed as unconstitutional back in 1895. So if we were really under a real republic, we wouldn't have to pay taxes at all. So all this bullshit about tax return, taxes, and all that, the IRS right now is actually illegal. But the only reason they're still doing that because it's the elites. It's the elites of the world that are actually allowing it to collect. This is how the elites of the world get rich off of our pain. And I'm going to tell you this, fellow Israelites, if you're a taxpayer, you should wake up to understand and know that all the money that you're being taxed on actually go to the criminal elite families of the world. You should know this. You really think your taxes are going to this so-called government? No. Most of it is going to the criminal elites. You know, the shadow government. You know, the very ones that's going to bring forth this new world order. You know, the real start of Jacob's trouble is don't send me this bullshit talking about Jacob's trouble already started. We're just getting the light version of it. We're still stuck in, captivity and calamity. The real Jacob's trouble has not started yet. We haven't seen the RFID chips become mandatory or none of that shit. We haven't seen a new world order, really a guillotine. We've really been under a new world order for quite some time now. Ever since the Fed Reserve has been set here. But it's really been set in motion really since the 1970s, since the dollar has been taken off the gold standard. With Kissinger, renegotiating the oil deal, exchanging the oil for the dollar to keep the dollar strong through the mid-70s. That's another story here and there. But what I'm here to tell you, family, is that the IRS is not even legal. It's not even an actual U.S. government agency. It's been ruled unconstitutional way back in 1895. That's like 24 years after it's been registered an actual corporation. I just got to tell you this again, family. You're not living in a country. You're living in a corporation set up as a country. Because if they actually called this a corporation, they would actually expose their hand. And this will really tell you that it's really the elites that run the whole world. See, the elites don't want you to know that. Okay? The IRS is not a real legitimate agency. All of this shit that the IRS is doing is actually illegal and unconstitutional. All of it. Our taxes are being illegally confiscated. And they're going into the pockets of the families and the elites of those families. And that's all you really need to know. I will post the links in the video, to the video so that you can go find it out, all this info for yourself. But before I get up out of here, I just want to say much love and shout out to Lisa Cabrera, True Royal, and the entire Royal family, okay? It's your boy KD84 saying shalom to the entire Royal family.